Coming at you from Tokyo, Japan, my name is Dave and this is my Toyota Altezza. The VIBRA-TECHNICS transmission mount makes the transmission sit 1 centimetre lower than stock. The result of that is that the engine leans back. I can't run the car like that because the TPS will wear through the hose and we'll have a bad time. I can't push the heater hoses on anymore because they're at their max. I don't want to modify the heater core because if that ever fails and I need another one, I'll have to modify that one too. Much better to fix the thing that you've put in the car and leave everything around that as stock as possible. Going to use a scissor jack. I'm gonna need a 14. I think that's a 12. When you actually look, I believe that should be a little bit higher, and I'm guessing probably about 1 centimetre. Okay, cross member is out. The front two you can just loosen off on the VIBRA-TECHNICS mount because it's a slot, not a hole. Slide the mount forward and then you can wind the bolts out. And they've got a nice annoying washer on them so that you think you're spinning the bolt, but you're not, you're just spinning the washer. It's very, very handy. It's a captive washer that's an absolute prick. Slide it back and out. If there is an earthquake, that's going to fall. These are actually bent up, or they're actually bent down. This will be modified straight out of the packet. If my calculations are correct, this should be pretty easy. That's probably going to be a 15 or something stupid. Of course it is. The only one I don't have in the toolbox. 12.9 tensile strength. That's really, really tight. I wonder if they use like some kind of special Loctite on there so that it never could come undone. There is some residue there. If I have to cut it off, believe me, I will. I don't know if these have sagged over use, but I do know that they've only been used for about a year. So if that's the case, I can't comment on that, can you? Right, now this should come apart. In theory. Screwdriver, perhaps? What about just whatever I've got handy? So my plan here is to use a piece of 1 centimetre thick aluminium plate in there. See, that's rocking around. That's because this isn't flat anymore. It's bent. I thought about using 2 discs of aluminium. That would have been cheaper, but I like the idea of having a flat plate that can help pull this straight. The other thing I could do while I'm here is actually cut this section out so that I can replace the bolts that are in it, because that one's stretched. But that answers the question, is it urethane? And the answer is no. No, it's not. It's rubber, and it's not actually that hard. It's quite soft. It's like softer than a racer. Well, there's really not a lot to this plate. 3mm powder-coated steel, laser cut, and 2 bends. It's kind of not surprising that it bent on the ends, honestly. While I'm here, I may as well fix it. I'm just going to have to sort of damage it to fix it, if you know what I mean. Because they've done it this way, there's really no other way to... Like, you could grind these welds off and remove this piece and do that. Then you've got to try and line the damn thing back up again. I'm going to do that with a jigsaw. This does not need to be perfect. Only you and I will ever know it's even there. That's going to do for underneath the car. There it is, cut out, put it on the mount. Yeah, pretty much disappears. Now the holes in the top are a 10.5.
Para mi gente.
I still can't, I can't get in there with this. Oh, and that's why we wear face shields. You see that? Just come in from there and just take it away. I wonder if it'll twist off. Oh, it is. It twisted off. Sweet. I got enough of the welds cut through that I could just snap it off. Beautiful. Goodbye. After all that, we end up with this. Now, thinking about ways to lock the bolts in place without actually welding them, I had this idea of building a wall. That's topical. And I found this piece of scrap that is exactly the right size to fit in this gap. When I say this is a good fit, it's a great fit. Put the bolts in to locate it, and how good is that? Better than it ever was, probably. Sand the powder coating off. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put a little tack weld on this front edge here. One thing I really love about this welder is that the current doesn't start flowing until you pull the trigger. Whereas with the Astro Products one, it goes right away. Oh my God, you've completely ruined that mount, I can hear somebody saying. No, probably not. I've actually probably made it stronger. Probably. Maybe. I might have made it stronger. Certainly didn't make it prettier, that's for sure. It's all trial and error. I'm not a professional. Not a professional welder. I'm not a professional anything, actually. Just having a go. Perhaps angle grind is the best way. Powder coating is coming off in a rather terrible, noxious odor. What an absolute masterpiece. Said nobody ever. Okay, we need another one. Okay, it's been a bit of a while. I've done some welding and whatnot, sandblasted it, and that's what I've ended up with. I'm pretty happy with it, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I could clean it up more, but you can't see it. Like, why bother? There's strong welds around the place. They aren't all fantastic. They don't need to be. It's a sandwich. Then this goes on. Where's it gonna go? There it is, all painted. Okay, it looks all right. Can we have nice things or not? Are we having fun yet? No. No, we're not. No fun is being had. Going in much easier than last time I did this. Okay, so all of these are 25 Newton meters, and the ones up in here, you can't actually do up with a torque wrench, so they're just going to be hand tight. How tight? Yes. And that's yes. And that's yes. 25. 25 is not a lot. 25 on that one. 25 on that one. 25 on that one. And 25 on that one. So those are done. Jack. Jack. With the VIBRA-TECHNICS mounts, you can't actually get, I mean, you can't even get a ring spanner in there. All you can get is this. This is it. That's all you can do. It's probably 25 Newton meters anyway, honestly. Yeah, just... that'll do. And that's in. I think that looks great. Yeah. Now there are a couple of concerns with raising your gearbox up 1 centimeter. The first would be that the gearbox is going to now hit on something. I can actually see my fingers. It gets a bit narrow here, but there's still enough room for me to wiggle my fingers. We're not going to have any clearance issues at all. So let's have a look at what's going on at the top. Yeah, we accomplished nothing visible. Some closing thoughts on this. It's very weird that the transmission mount isn't on the .com website, but it is on the .co.uk website. To quote the website, This is a direct replacement for the OEM transmission mount. So the fact that this one's 1 centimeter shorter suggests that it's either sagged or they wanted it that way. If it has sagged after 1 year of use, what does that say about it? Part of the height difference is caused by the fact that the metal's bent, but I mean, that speaks to quality too, doesn't it? It could be said that the bends are caused by the welding process, and while I'm editing this, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting, the location of the bends and things like that. But again, that still speaks to quality because there are ways to stop that. This mount, like the stock one, is just floating rubber, so it's possible that the OEM one does sag a centimeter or more when you install it, but that seems like a lot to me. At any rate, I'll give this a test and see how it goes. I can very easily change the thickness of my spacer from 10 to 7 to 5 to 3 if I want to, so it's not a big deal. Really, the worst thing that can happen is the transmission bangs on the transmission tunnel, but I don't think it will. You saw the clearance there. The worst we'll get's a clunking noise. It'll be fine.